How are you?
Yeah, I'm good too. So, can you please brief yourself?
Yeah, sure. Uh, can I call Sunita? Hello?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
sure.
yes.
Yeah, definitely, Sunita. Hi, a very good afternoon. Hi, Sunita. My name is Ram Chanale, and I'm currently working as an automation engineer. And I have a total 6 years of experience, which widely covers from manual testing to and current as of automation testing. And with respect to manual, I have nearly worked 3.5 years as a manual tester, where having good exposure and knowledge on different testing methodologies from like integration testing, system testing to user acceptance testing, sanity, smoke, as well as uh, uh, system. Sorry. Uh, Also having a good exposure on testing APIs using Postman for API testing, and where I was responsible for creation of test cases, designing test case, execution of test cases. With respect to automation, we are using Selenium WebDriver with Java binding for automation, and we are following a hybrid framework where we are using a page object model design pattern for our all maintaining allocators, as well as with CI/CD tools like Maven and Jenkins we are using for continuous build and continuous deployment, having good knowledge on also some third-party tools like for TestNG as an execution engine for our integration as a part of a project, as well as we are using extent report for report generation for the test case results. With respect to Selenium, having a good knowledge on all Selenium classes like action class, select class, as well as a JavaScript executor, and
Okay.
also, yeah, please.
And you have used a PALM, and what else you have used for the Selenium automation framework?
Yes, we use page object model, POM design pattern
Okay,
with TestNG as an execution engine, and
okay,
extent reports for report generation.
okay. You said it's a hybrid framework, right? So,
Yeah.
what else you have included? What does it mean, hybrid framework means?
A hybrid framework, we are building a predefined set of collections, interfaces, and block of methods which can help to execute a test case. With respect to hybrid, if framework which allows to integrate and add a third-party tools like TestNG and extent reports, and many others like AutoIT. If we are using the third-party tools in combination as per our requirement, such a framework if we are building, we call it as a hybrid framework.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is a PALM? What is page object model?
Okay. A page object model is the design pattern where which if by using page object model, which helps in maintaining a code in a neat and easy manner, where a page object model helps in providing separating a test class with the locators, where we are creating a separate page class to a corresponding pages entirely across our projects, where in each page class we are maintaining a separate all locators over the page, and also which helps in separating a corresponding test case irrespective of required allocators. In case of modification in future for the corresponding locator, there is no issue. And the page object model having the root is a page object repository. That's the collection of pages which is collection of pages which helps to maintaining all locators.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have used. How are you maintaining your test data? Is it like you're reading it from XML files like CSV, Excel, or XML files, or you're keeping the test data in your scripts? How are you handling your
Yes,
test data?
yes, definitely. For as of now, we are using property file for reading entire test data. From property file as an input, we are using reading from property file.
Okay, property file you are using. So,
Yes.
so did you use any Excel files for huge test data? As in, I mean, are you reading it from test data as such?
Yes. As of now, current in my current project, we are not using, but I used this reading Excel data from Excel sheet for as a test input during my past company. That's second last Lotus Wireless, where we are reading a test input data from Excel file with the help of Apache POI, which provides a predefined set of classes.
So what are the different interfaces and classes we have in Apache POI library?
Sorry.
On a high level.
High level, we have XSSF. I'm not using from last 1 year. I'm really sorry.
But I mean, whatever, just give it right. Whatever XSSF you are mentioning, right? That's correct only. So
XSSF workbook, and we create the object of workbook. After that, with respect to workbook, get sheet, which will return XSSF sheet. From sheet, we'll get the sheet, specific sheet, by passing a sheet index or a sheet name. Once we get XSSF sheet, based on as per the sheet, we'll read the data from the sheet by in a loop, for loop, as per our requirement. XSSF sheet gives the methods like get cell data.
okay. Okay, fine. So with Selenium you're using a Java, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so in Java, right? So how comfortable are you with the Java?
Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable and good to work this.
Okay, fine. What is ArrayList in Java?
ArrayList is a class which extends the list interface, which is ArrayList data structure which which helps in providing duplicates, which contains duplicates, as well as we can access the randomly, and we can add the randomly locator, which is ArrayList is not a synchronized one, which is not a thread safe.
What is the difference between ArrayList and array?
ArrayList and array.
Yeah.
Yes. ArrayList is a data structure which is a type of collection, and with respect to array, it is a homogeneous type, homogeneous, where we need to save a similar type. ArrayList is a heterogeneous in nature. With respect to array, it's a predefined static in nature. We need to define the size. And with respect to ArrayList, it is a dynamic in nature. As per our creation, the size will get enhanced.
Okay, what is hash map?
Hash map is a class which extends map interface, which is a collection of which contains values in the form of key comma value pair, and at most hash map contains a null value, null key, and it is a probability of ending with multiple null values. Yeah.
Okay, what are the different methods we have, existing methods we have for the hash map to manipulate it, either to add something or to retrieve or to, to edit, or, what I wanted to know is like what are the existing methods we have with the hash map?
Hash map methods, which are all methods available in map interface, which will come like put to add an element, or remove, get index,
Okay.
like this. Most
So
of the time,
if you want to know the number of elements in the hash map, how can I get size?
Yes.
Okay, so how can I traverse to the hash map?
if we want to traverse a hash map, we need to use set.entry set, and we need to iterate using entry set iterator, get value and get key methods.
What is throw and throws keyword in Java?
Okay, throw and throws keywords, which are the part of exception handling. Both of them are keywords, where throws keyword which helps in declaring an exception, the block of code where the exception will going to occur. Means it declaring the corresponding method of block of code is there is a probability of occurring exception. With respect to throw, we are mentioning we are throwing an exception. We are not declaring the code is going to throw an exception. And
sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, please.
Sorry to go ahead. Please go ahead. Sorry to
with respect to throws, when we are writing a block of code, we need to explicitly provide at a method level throws the corresponding exception, which exception will going to throw. And with respect to throw, we need a custom exception where we can use as per our customized message to declare the corresponding method is going to throw an exception.
Okay. What is thread safe that you have mentioned? Thread safe and thread local in Java.
Okay, sure. Thread safe in the sense, if we are executing a single process which will not allow to enter other process, means utilization of the CPU till the process completes. That is the thread safe. If concurrently the multiple processes using the same resource one by one simultaneously, that's not a thread safe, which the all resources of the CPU has been shared among all the
one by one and simultaneously. What does it mean? It's like a little confusing. Can you be clear? One by one in the sense it's not simultaneous.
Yeah, absolutely. You are right. Not one by one. It's simultaneously. If it is not a thread safe, means simultaneously multiple processes will access the resource, which is means I mean the CPU utilization is shared one.
Okay.
And with respect to thread safe, the CPU utilization is not shared till the first process has been entered. Till it uses finishes the process, it will not going to release the resource for other process.
So how can you give me an example? How did you use this thread safe in your programming or like in your automation?
Oh no.
Can you give me any example? No.
No. Thread safe. No. Actually, thread safe I used, but multi-threading concepts I did not use. This thread safe for achieving synchronization. This different WebDriver weights we used.
For a different WebDriver weights, this thread safe.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So you used TestNG, right? So we have different annotations in TestNG. So what is a before test annotation?
Before test.
Yes,
Kiran. Before test is one of the annotation which is provided by TestNG, where it will executes only once before the test, which is not going to use repeatedly run. Once it leads at the rate test, if you are executing a test case, come again. Which annotation you said? Before test.
Before test.
Before test. I'm correct. Sorry, it's a correct only. When we are executing a test case by providing at the rate test, to when we are running a test case, the first time only one time that annotation will going to run before test.
So we mean to say before each test case execution, this test before test is going to be executed, isn't it?
No, only once.
What is only once? That's what. Before execution of each test case will be tested. This before test will be executed, isn't it?
Better if we take a comparison of before method. One more annotation. When we are using a together, for example, say we are using at the rate test, at the rate before test, at the rate before method. First thing it will execute at the rate test. After that it will execute before test. After that it will execute at the rate test. And if there is annotation, then it will execute after at the rate after method. It will like. The priority
No,
goes
you
like that.
confused me. You confused me a lot. Okay. You said before test will be executed and test will be executed, and then again you said
No,
before
no.
method will be executed. And then can you be clear? Before
Okay.
method, before test, before after method, after test, and we have only a thread test. Can you give me the hierarchy of these things?
First,
How is it going to?
first is at the rate before test.
Mhm.
Second, at the rate before method. Third,
Okay.
at the rate test.
Okay.
Yeah.
Third test. Okay,
Yes.
fine.
Absolutely.
So you meant to say test will be executed first, which is like once for all the test cases,
Yeah.
and before method will be each before execution of each test. Okay, fine.
Exactly. Yes, sir. Absolutely
Okay,
right.
fine. Then okay, fine. Selenium, right? I have few scenarios. I just wanted to know how are you going to deal such scenarios, and what's
Okay.
your strategy to
Yeah.
or approach to solve such scenarios. So,
Okay.
something like I have a test case which is executing sometimes and which is passing sometimes and failing sometimes.
Okay.
Okay, when it fails, right, it is passing means everything is fine with the script, isn't it? It's failing in the sense
Something went
it's
wrong.
when it fails, right? When it fails, right? I'm getting some because passing means there is nothing wrong with the locators or the script actions or anything because that's why it's getting passed,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes.
Or failing. So not sure why it is failing, but when it fails, right, it's giving me exceptions, something like element not found or element doesn't exist on the page, something like that. I'm getting exceptions. So what could be the reasons behind it?
What could be reasons? There is a probability.
Reasons
of,
for the failure.
Yes. Probability of in case of the modification in locators. Locator has not.
That's why
found-
if it is if there is a modification in the locator, why is it passing? The same script, if I run it now itself in the period of 10 minutes or 15 minutes, same test script, it's passing 3 times and failing 2 times. Why
Okay,
is it,
okay.
if there is a wrong with the locator, why is it passing?
Okay.
Isn't it?
Yes, definitely. It occurs most of the times. I was facing the same issue. Definitely due to network issue, probability there is a no internet faster usage. It is not responding when which you are opening due to unable to load the page, which is not getting, and also there is a creation of object due to heavy resource, not the system configuration, not as to the up to the level where it is required to create a resource. That driver is not found due to network issue, maybe resource this configuration issue, and low bandwidth internet. Like there are the multiple reasons.
Is there any other reasons?
No, I don't know.
Okay, fine. So I on a web page, right, I have a dynamic web elements. Do you know what is dynamic web element?
Yes.
Okay, so I wanted to, how can we locate these dynamic web elements? Static in the sense we can use a static default locators, whatever we have. But to find such dynamic elements, how can we identify? How can you locate?
Yes, absolutely. Most of the times we come across while handling this need to deal with the dynamic locators where we are repeatedly changing the locators. This can be handled 2 ways. One thing is using iterator for each loop. For example, say in a table the data is there, the data will going to continuously change out with respect to iterator, and I would prefer to use XPath, dynamic XPath by using following, sibling, ancestor, descend. By using following, so we can handle.
Okay, fine. So I have a text field. Okay,
Yes.
I wanted to enter text in the text field only in capital letters. Okay,
Okay.
the input variable which I'm going to pass to this text field can be in lowercase, uppercase, or it can be in capital case. But irrespective of that, I just wanted to perform an action to enter to send the keys to the text box only in capital letters. How can we do this? Can we do this in Selenium without using any JavaScript manipulators or two uppercase or two lowercase or something, such kind of things?
Yes.
So how can we
Definitely.
do that?
We can do one thing when we are getting the text. Actually, when we are reading the text from the input data, test data, we'll first convert the text into string dot uppercase letters and save that variable and pass the corresponding variable to the locator.
That's what I said, right? I don't want to convert that. I don't want to use any Java methods to convert it to uppercase or to lowercase. But instead, see, if I enter something in the keyboard manually, see, manual test cases, I have to enter, I have to fill the form in capital letters. Okay, I am filling it in the capital letters. Can we mimic the same in Selenium? How can we do that? No, I don't know. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Not an issue. So, okay, I have a page, search page, something like I have what is happening with that is if as per the search result, the content of the table is displayed. Table is static, but the content of the table is not static. In the sense, like if I give a search, it's a say search page. If I give a search text as ABC, it gives me the results in the table, search table, like 5 columns and 10 rows. Okay.
Yes.
If I give XYZ, something like that, it gives me something like 6 rows and 7 columns. Okay. So, I mean, it actually the content, it could be a number of columns or rows, or the content, cell content is not static. That's what I meant. How can we validate data of such tables?
You mean what exactly need to validate?
Content of the table, cells data. We have table, right? We have number of columns and tables, and there are cells in it, like workbook, whatever you have. Table is nothing but a workbook. Workbook is nothing but a table, right? So in table also we have like a number of rows, columns, and we have to validate the content, all the content of the table. How can we validate?
We need to get the content from the table and we do assertions.
Yeah. How can you get the content? Because that's a dynamic table. If it is a static, say suppose 5 rows, 5 columns, I can use that 5 rows, 5 column in a loop, and I can just iterate through each of the cell and do it. But the rows and columns are not common.
Yes, I got it. First thing, as per your requirement, what you want to pass, passing the ABC or XYZ string in a search box. Once we pass the search string, we'll use the driver dot find elements locator, which will returns the locator with respect to TD tags, the multiple test data columns of the entire row. Which will list out a result into a list of all web elements. From there, we will collect the data that get text method, locators web element provides method like get text. From
TD, so you use a TD tag to get all the columns or rows?
First we need to get first rows I need to get.
So how can you get the row count?
No, you means TD tag test data that row and cell wise we need to get it based on.
Cell wise, how can you get that TD?
Now entire in a single row, multiple test data columns will be there.
Yeah. So in the entire table, you wanted to just with a simple TD tag, you want to get it.
Yes. Which will return multiple TD, all TD means some 8 column, 8 data was there, cells are there, then 8 locators will return. We will collect it into the list of web elements. From there, we will fetch it and save into a array list, a list.
Okay.
And we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got your point.
Yeah.
So you worked on API testing anytime?
Yes. As a part of manual testing, I used Postman, but with respect to automation using Rest Assured, I was just involved. I'm new to that domain.
Oh, are you doing automation with the rest assured or you're not doing?
Yes, yes. Recently, from I mean to say 2 to 4
Can you
months.
give me high level things like how are you sending a request and how are you validating the response in the automation by using the restriction? Just wanted to know on a high level.
Oh,
I don't
oh,
want it.
okay, okay,
Okay.
sure, sure, sure.
Um,
This rest assured RESTful services are automated using rest assured jar files, which most of the two classes rest assured package and matcher handcraft matchers we use, where the major interfaces like first when we are passing the URL rest assured dot base path base URI is equal to the corresponding URL need to pass, and once the URL has been passed, rest assured dot given corresponding which returns into a request specification interface RS, for example say request, and the request where we need to select a method, which method we need to execute. Request dot get post delete, it will contain request specification reference contains all methods. Select a method, and which will return once we pass the request, which will return a response interface.
okay.
And from response interface reference, now we can extract the status code response body as a string, and we will get the parameter data as well as single parameters also we will get, or the if we get the entire body also.
Okay. So what is the response format that we are getting? Is it a JSON or like what type of a format that we are using?
Usually we will get we need to convert it into a JSON format. It will come in a normal string.
What else you are trying to validate in the response other than the status code?
A status line, status code, status line, and specific the payload what we have been passed. For example, say a user registration number, whether the registration number has been returned successfully or not from the response.
What is
body.
payload?
The payload collection of variables which are passed, which are required to pass for a post request. When we are sending a fresh request with a post method, okay, when we are creating a resource over a network, we need to pass variables, user key comma value in the form of key comma value pair. Those okay, variables known as payload as a part of URL request.
Okay. Okay. So I just wanted to know what is like. Why are you looking for a change now? Currently, you're working, right?
Yes, yes, I am working.
So why are you looking for a change now? Any of the reason?
I am looking for a career growth and upscale myself, where looking for a new opportunity to learn and work with the industry experts. That's the reason.
Sure. Okay. Fine. I'm done from my end. Do you have anything for me?
Okay. What tools and technology on which domains the projects you're working?
So this is like an e-learning and publishing platform. That's the domain that we have. And the tools, coming to the tools that Selenium, TestNG, and the Exchange version that we are using. We have like a baseline framework already, so that we use across all the teams. Okay. Coming to this API mobile automation, we use Appium, which is compatible with this same Selenium. So we use Appium and API restriction we use it.
Okay.
So we have like multiple things coming up, but still like we have a plans of using Cucumber for our behavioral thing. But that again depends on the client need. The project demands and the client requires for this, we go for a PDD, otherwise it's TDD, use a TestNG and all. Okay. That's what is like the different things that we have used.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, Ram. Nice talking to you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Bye bye.